She's Dana.
And she's Tubbs.
And we're Country Girls getting down on reality TV. And you know, we have our quest to watch and review every reality show out there. And you know what? Just this last week, I've noticed 5 new reality shows coming out. So
really?
we're going to stay busy. We are going to stay busy watching and reviewing. So, I want us, you know, we've been watching 19 Kids and Counting for a while now. So I want us to go ahead and review that show because 19 Kids and Counting, and it's just what the name says. It's the Duggar family, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, and their whole 19 kids. And now Josh has 2 kids. He has a boy and a girl, Mackenzie and Michael. And Grandma Duggar stays with him a good bit. Grandma Duggar went to Israel and when they went out of the country, and they had showed an ice storm, and Grandpa Duggar is before Grandpa Duggar had died. And so Michelle, though, was pregnant last season, and you know, I was waiting to watch, and I thought it was going to show that very first episode of the new little season. I thought it was going to show, but it was the last show, and she was pretty far along when she lost the baby. They went and they were going to find out, and I felt so sorry for Michelle. They were going to find out what the sex of the baby was, and then they were going to come home and tell everybody. And you know, Michelle was trying to keep her composure, and Grandma was like, "Oh, is it girls? Is it twins? Is it, you know?" And poor Michelle, I felt bad because she was sitting there trying to keep her composure without crying, and all the kids were, you know, and then they had to tell them that she had lost the baby, and that was sad. That was sad. And but 19 kids. That's 5-6 families for most people.
That's nuts.
That is nuts. And they, you know, have we ever really figured out what Jim Bob does? You know, I know at one time he sold cars, and apparently they have several properties, but it's never really said what career. Have you ever heard him say what career?
Or one time.
I don't think I have either. And but so again, I think they do good doing the reality show.
They must. And
I think they have a good relationship with their crew and the cameraman, because, you know, when they go to book signings and they travel a lot, the cameraman and the sound man, they sign books too.
Wow.
And even the little kids sit down and sign them around. But it's, all the kids have responsibilities and chores. All of them have somebody else kind of to watch too. So it's just a different show. Although now their good friend the Bates have a show, so they have 19 children too, so it must be more common than we think.
And all their children, the Bates, are biological children. They're all
biological children. Now there was another family that visited them that had children with disabilities, I believe, and they were some adopted children, and they weren't all. But the Bates are all biological, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yes. But I like watching the Duggar show, but they travel a good bit, and they go here and there. And when you watch,
did you see where Josiah got his driver's license?
Did I see that?
They had to get a big phone book for him to sit on.
No.
Yeah, he got his license. The last time I watched it, he got his license. Sure.
And they gave him a big phone book to sit on.
Yeah, he's only 5'2".
Well, I'm 5'1". I don't like to sit on a big phone book.
Well, they got a big van. You know, that
big old van. Okay.
I'm sure if he's driving a Miata, he wouldn't have to. But
and he took his test in a big old van.
That's what he had to take it in, what he drove.
Really?
Yeah, he done really good too. His daddy just took him around the block a couple of times. He listened to him. He done great. His dad didn't holler or nothing. He done excellent, and then he took him and dropped him off, and he done his written test. He missed one on his written test, and then the instructor put him in the car, and they took off, and then it showed him driving off, you know. And then a little bit later, he comes back. It says like 25 minutes later, he comes back, and he's all smiles, and he got his license. So he was real happy.
And you know, you're saying that you never really hear them raise their voices, do you?
No, they never do.
I'd be hollering, Peggy Sue, I mean, that would drive, the noise level would drive me insane, I think. And they act like it doesn't bother them.
Well, but
they're used to it.
Look at how huge their kitchen is, for instance.
Oh, yes.
It's like a cafeteria.
Oh, yes.
So, and then the living quarter, you know, everything's so big. if you got 19 crammed in a
you're right there.
regular house,
right.
It's going to be worse than if they're, you know, scattered out.
Is it like 5 washing machines they have?
I think so.
And they have their own Coke fountain, yeah. I mean, you know, and a long table. So you're right there.
It's
I mean, if
because
they're
it's
on
so
top of
big.
each other,
Yeah.
that would be mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But I do like the show, and I like keeping up with what they do and where they go. And
I love it.
couldn't really tell you who's who. I know Joseph and I know Josh, I mean, that's what we ought to do. There ought to be a game show, and we'd have to match up the name to the
picture.
Who could that be a good thing on Survivor? The Survivor people, instead of doing a puzzle, they'd have to get the name and match it to the Duggar kid, you know, and see. Oh, some of them would be there for days.
Something I noticed too. I think it's remarkable how, like, I can't think of the little girl's name. She's probably 14 or 15. One of the older girls.
Jill, Jenna, or Ginger?
Ginger was taking care of the baby. I mean, it's just like she went to the doctor with her mother that day. Toted the diaper. You know, she just, I mean, it's just like it's not a burden to her, you know.
Right, but that's what they know, and that's what somebody else said. That's what they know.
Yeah.
And it's just natural, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But they all just seem like they help their mother and, you know, always.
Well, they've got their jobs and they know to do them. And maybe, you know, maybe I should send Sybil to the Duggar household. I mean, you know.
I bet Bull won't like that at all.
Because, you know, and maybe they don't show when they're sitting there fussing with them. Jill, you know, get in there and get that laundry. Could you, well, first of all, they don't watch TV, but couldn't you hear Jill say, next commercial, Mother, I'll get it. That's what Sybil does to me.
They don't watch TV, do they?
They don't watch TV. And they had to rig it up. Was it the computer they rigged up or the TV and an antenna when they were on the Today Show? So that the kids could see them on their mom and dad on the Today Show. They don't watch TV. Because I just thought, how would it be
that is
without
a culture shock, you know?
Big time, big time.
Because, like, my little great-nephew, that's what he wants to do. You know,
right.
He sits down in front of the TV and watches SpongeBob, or he sits down and watches Phineas and Ferb. He watches his, you know, he's as bad as we are as adults wanting to watch his stuff,
right.
You know? And that's really weird.
I can imagine, you know, not watching reality
But, you know,
TV.
I guarantee you them kids will be, A, better educated. You wait and see. And I bet you they learn to read a whole lot quicker because if you think about it, that's all they really got to do.
And run around outside, and play like they do.
Play.
Yeah. But I do like watching the Duggar family, and I think they're a good family to watch, and it's just, it's a different type reality show.
Yeah, I like it.
Kids. So I give it a 5 on our.
Oh yeah, 5.
5. So 19
girl
kids
scale?
and 20. Yes, on a country girl scale, I'll give it a 5. Yeah, I do. I like it. All right, we're out of here.